What's going on, Husker Nation? Thank you so much for tuning in. Yesterday, we broke down the Jack linebacker position, and today we are focusing on cornerback. Nebraska has a lot of talent in this cornerback room. They have a lot of talent that doesn't have a lot of experience. That's our problem. They have done a decent job of overhauling the secondary. We talked about this months ago when they were bringing these guys in through the portal. Now, there's two guys right now, two younger guys we haven't talked a lot about, but we're going to be talking a lot about them in the future because they're guys we thought were probably on third team. But right now they're pushing for starter level reps. They're working with the ones and the twos. We'll get to that here in a little bit. The big thing here is how does this secondary, and in particular the corners, because that's who we're focusing on today, adjust to a new or different scheme. And it's going to be the same, but a little bit different variations, I should say. Because last season, we know they struggled. Under our old defensive coordinator and our current defensive coordinator, who was our defensive backs coach, John Butler, there was a difference in opinion on how the back half of that defense should be structured, should be playing. How does that change with John Butler? Are they more aggressive? Do we stop seeing them give 8 yards of cushion all the damn time? It drove me nuts, just like it probably drove you nuts. Are they more physical, press man coverage? These are things we won't know until we see a little bit from that spring game next week. And we won't see it in full force until week 1 against Cincinnati. How does Addison Williams develop this talent? One thing we know about Addison Williams is he's always had really good secondary play at his previous stops. Now, cornerback 1 is going to be Sierra Wright. We know this. He balled out last year when he came in for the injured Tommy Hill. By the time the season, or not even by the season, but probably 2 or 3 weeks after he had started playing routinely and starting, we'd forgotten all about Tommy Hill. He is a dude at corner. Long, rangy, has really good ball skills, can turn and run with pretty much any receiver in the nation. I think Sierra Wright has the potential to be an all-conference type corner. Now, when you have 18 teams in the conference, even if you make honorable mention, that's still impressive. I think he could be higher than that. He has the skills to be second team all conference. He has the skills to be an NFL corner. We're going to see his play for a whole season now. Can he continue what he did last year into this next coming season? But who could be starting on the opposite side? Bly Hill would be one of those guys that we believe will be starting. If you recall, this time last year, he was working with the top unit. Then he got hurt. Now, Justin and I have both talked about Bly Hill. Justin likes his length, which he has insane length. He's 6'4", 190 pounds. He's got really long arms. He has fluid hips. He can turn and run with the best of them. He has really good ball skills. How does he come back from injury now? We saw a little bit of him towards the end of the season when he finally came back and was, for the most part, healthy. And we remember the big touchdown that he gave up, I believe, I can't remember what game it was. I think it was a Wisconsin game. And everyone's like, well, now we know why Bly wasn't playing. But they forget that Isaac Gifford was completely out of position. And that was actually who gave up the touchdown, not Bly Hill. I think he can be a really good corner for Nebraska. He's playing with the ones primarily and splitting some time with the twos. He just has incredible size. And that's one thing you can't teach is size. He can match up with any receiver. He will be bigger than most receivers that he lines up across from. Donovan Jones also has really good size, but we haven't heard much about Donovan Jones. We saw him move down from safety to corner for the bowl game, and he played 40 snaps and played very well. I think he gave up 1 catch for 8 yards in the bowl game. But we don't know if Nebraska has kept him at corner or if they've slid him back to safety. Regardless of what position he is playing, I think Donovan Jones is going to see the field in some capacity next season, regardless of position. Andrew Marshall was my pick to start on the opposite side of Sierra Wright. Now, we know he looks pretty good. There's been a little bit of an adjustment coming from the FCS ranks to the Big Ten. He's not a huge corner by any means. He's 6 foot, 180, 190 pounds probably. But he's got pretty good size, but he's not Bly Hill in terms of his size. He's not Sierra Wright in terms of his size. Sierra Wright's like 6'2", 180. The big thing with Andrew Marshall is just adjusting to the different level of play. Now, we know he's working with the ones and the twos as well. Like I said, he was my pick to start opposite of Sierra Wright. Part of the reason why he's working a little bit with the twos is because the elevation of some of these younger guys. One of those younger guys is Amari Sanders, quietly playing at an extremely high level. Quietly has moved up to getting reps with the ones and with the twos, but primarily with the ones as of late. He is in position to possibly be cornerback one opposite of Sierra Wright. Another guy. This is the other guy I was talking about that's made a move. One guy we haven't really thought of. He's been here for 3 years, I believe. He's been developing behind the scenes, hasn't seen much of the field his first 2 years. Now he's going into year 3. And he's getting reps with the ones and the twos, primarily with the twos, but some with the ones. DeAndre Barnes. Nebraska recruited him, I believe it was Rule's first class. And Nebraska was like his only offer out of high school. A traditional recruit for Matt Rule. Not a lot of hype. You find traits that you like. You look at track times, things of that nature. Well, now we know why those track times are important. Because he has the speed to turn and run with anybody. He had really good track times in high school. He's making a lot of plays right now. He's physical at the line of scrimmage. He's got good size at 6 foot, 6'1", and about 200 pounds. He's, like I said, he's playing primarily with the twos right now, pushing for some time with the ones. Jameer Khan's another corner that Nebraska brought in. He came in from Southern Illinois, another FCS transfer. It's going to take him some time to adjust to the Big Ten level of play, the physical style of play in the Big Ten. We know he's been battling some minor injuries in the early parts of spring. We haven't heard too much about Jameer Khan, but I personally like him kind of as a slot corner right now. The other person, and this is the last corner we're going to talk about, is Jeremiah Charles. Last year, he saw some time, and he struggled quite a bit. He only played 1 year of football prior to Nebraska. His development is going to take some time, but he has elite athletic traits. He was a track star down in Texas in high school. They recruited him to come play for the football team. He has a really high athletic profile. Another typical Rule recruit. You look for those athletic traits, you mold them into a football player. They're in the process right now with Jeremiah Charles. He probably still needs to gain a little bit of weight. He's listed at 6 foot and about 175 pounds right now. So he's a little bit light. I think he primarily is working with the threes. He may be seeing some time with the twos. He has looked good in moments. For Jeremiah Charles, it's about stacking days. That's the big thing. Stack days. Get better each day. His time will come. But until then, stay tuned because we are breaking down we are breaking down the safeties tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody.